Hey, welcome to Say What podcast. What's going on? My name's Charlie Perry. Waiting for my co-host but meanwhile I'm gonna get on here and start things up here. What's going on, Joey? How you doing? Nice to see you as always, and appreciate it. Yeah, we figured we continue on with this Say What podcast and do it on a weekly basis. I just I like I always tell everybody I can do a podcast every day if I could, but it's pretty much it's what 3 days out of the week that I'm doing it, and so but hold hold on one second here. All right. Uh, Sorry, the backstage crew is needed something answered. So, but this podcast was originated by Phil, and we wanted to do something every week, kind of get him going and doing something other than homework and all the other stuff. He likes talking sports, as everyone knows that does know him. So why not do a podcast? And that's where we're at. We're doing our thing, and so but on Mondays I'm here. Tuesdays I'm on the Really Charlie podcast. And Wednesday on Fentanyl Facts and Stories with my co-host Paula Santos Young. Um, and they're all three of them are doing pretty good. The Really Charlie podcast is definitely my baby, and something that I've been doing. Let's see, going on 4 years now. So really enjoy it, and I'm reaching out to quite a few people, um different festivals and activities that go on, or things I might attend. And someone may ask, "Hey, can I go on your podcast?" And the first thing I'm going to say is yes, and try to rearrange a date that we can do this. And each guest usually leads to another guest. It always happens that way, or two or three. So, I had someone on 2 weeks ago, and it's leading to a guest coming on the Really Charlie podcast on Tuesday, where he's going to share a story about addiction and his recovery. And we couldn't do it on Wednesday, which is fentanyl facts and stories, but he was more open on Tuesday, so that's what I'm going to do is just put him on that podcast. So, speaking of my co-host, let's see, that's that. What's up, Phil?
Dude, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry running late. I was actually at Voke because Rob Delalue has a tournament going on, so I was trying to get some teams to sign up. So I come back home, lollygagging around. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh snap!
It's all good.
Sorry about that.
Good. I see you had to clean the house in the back over there.
Yeah, I was playing the piano. I always play the piano before I come on the show just to relax a little bit.
Yeah, it kind of mellows you out.
Yeah.
I
don't play the piano, right?
Yeah, you need to team up with Chops Turner and get some money, man, going. I just got on. I just was talking about doing a podcast, and how it was your brainstorm to do something throughout the week other than home and work and all that. So, and I also explained how you like talking sports, just like I do. So why not do a podcast, right? And so I was this week was it real nice for me. You know why? Because I got to see some football, right? And I don't care what kind of football it is. As long as it's on, I'm watching it. I really, really enjoy it. And it was nice to see some things, in the preseason, the NFL preseason, with some of these rookies, and some of the starting, quarterbacks around the league. And the reason why I look at all of them, because I'm making a comparison of what the Patriots have.
Yeah.
And what other teams are drafted. And I wasn't a real Bo Nix fan, but he was doing pretty good with his Denver team. And meanwhile, Drake May here in Foxborough is not he's doing fair. I'm afraid to have him start. Where we have another scenario like Mac Jones. And although Mac Jones' first year was pretty good, it was his best year. And then he kind of slid backwards. So, that was me, man. That was me this weekend, watching the different games and enjoying it. Didn't matter what team was on, I was enjoying it.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that because I saw some sort of ridiculous post you had about Joe Milton III.
Yes.
Quarterback?
No. You didn't read it thoroughly. He's number two. Jacoby Brissett will be number one.
Yeah, Milton, yeah. I think he's got potential, but you're not going to – here's the problem, man. So they spend – I remember going into the draft, nobody was sure who was going to go first. I don't know if you remember. At first, it was the kid from the Commanders. I still call them the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had Caleb Williams, and then you had Drake May. So everybody was like, who's going to go number one? So here's how I look at it. You spend the third pick of the draft. One, the talent is there. You just have to develop the talent. And I know that May only had 7 or 8 snaps the other day. So it's going to be dependent upon how he progresses during practice, how he gets runs with the, probably the second team more so than anything, and just seeing how he develops. So they say that his footwork has gotten better because I remember that was a knock against him coming out, that his footwork was kind of awful. And I don't think he should start. I don't. I think, we've seen, if they were going to follow the Green Bay Packers success like they said, then they're going to let this kid sit for a year and let him learn and then bring him in. And the other thing is our offensive line is a mess. So you don't want to bring him in and then blow his confidence away. I think we already saw that happen in the second year with our buddy who's no longer here down in, where is he, in Carolina? No, he's in Jacksonville.
Yeah. He's back home. That's
so
where
it's going to be
from.
Interesting. I think our defense is going to be good, but we're going to have a lot of 3 and outs on offense, even with Brissett. We're going to be running the ball. So that's what we really need to focus on. And I don't know if our offensive line is going to be able to support that. So there's a lot of question marks on the offense. I think less on the defense. Hey, have they signed Judon yet?
No, he signed, but he's just not extended. And so now that you mention him, the Houston Texans just put in an inquiry about him. And,
Lord, that works.
Now they want to grab him. So it's going to get interesting. And if you just mentioned something that if we're going to do anything, and you're going to get rid of a player like that is your best defender, you got to get something for him. And maybe they the need is what? It's the line, right? The offensive line. So maybe we can get a couple of things for him, for Judon. But he's my favorite Patriot right now, so I don't want him to leave. I really don't. So we'll see what happens. He was supposedly showed some pitches. He was enthusiastic. He was helping out on the sideline. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles are coming in town this week. So that's one team that is always going to piss you off. So maybe this will get the team going, in the right direction and build some fire and get them, running around, because they're going to be practicing. Then they're going to play on Thursday. So we'll see what happens. I want something that's very dear to me, and I always said I wanted to do something like this in New Bedford, and it's flag football. And the NFL has just they started something, so I'm gonna play a little bit of it. And the one thing I like about it is because girls and boys play this, but I'm a girl dad, so I like when the girls get involved, I love flag football.
The game is taking flight, and these athletes along with it.
We started out down a dirty road.
Flag football has changed my life tremendously.
You don't really get to experience this anywhere else. You have to lock in.
They have more heights to climb, more horizons to chase.
We believe in our team. We can do this. Yeah, let's go.
Let's shock the world. We can do anything. Let's get this done.
Today, they carry their flag with hopes to plant it on the game's highest peak. They are ready to fly at the NFL Flag Football Championships.
And it's day 3 of the 2024 NFL Flag Championships.
Yeah, that's I watched it a couple of weeks ago, and I was really I liked it, and
good stuff, man. Definitely. My granddaughter wants to play flag football.
It's a good thing, and I've been looking at some different business plans and to organize a flag football league in New Bedford. But why
don't you reach out to Paula? Why don't you reach out to Paula Young? We just partnered with a group for women's flag football.
Oh yeah.
Talk to Paula, man, because we might already have the inroads to that.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Um, but it's the first time I ever seen it was when I moved to LA, and it was interesting to me. It's very interesting back then, and it's just excelling leaps and bounds, and it's real popular around the country. Let's see. Uh, yeah, Paula says yes, we did. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was just texting.
Yeah.
What's the name of it, Pete?
So that was on my mind today. I wanted to just kind of give a brief, have something brief on the podcast. What's on your mind today, man?
Oh, well, my whole thing was I was watching the Olympic basketball this weekend, and I watched Steph Curry go off in the fourth quarter. He looked like Golden State Curry, man, because without that, we would not have won that game. Listen, I agree that LeBron would have been the MVP because of the fact that he was the one stabilizer throughout the whole process. But the last two games, Curry was unbelievable. And that last game where he had two guys coming out on him and he shoots it from like 35 feet away, man. And I'm sitting there going, there's no way that's going to be swish. And I'm like, wow. All right.
Yeah. It was amazing.
But and then the girls' game, I watched the women's game, the second half, and that was a phenomenal game too. There's a girl, I can't think of her last name, I think it's Williams or something. She plays for France, but she plays UConn.
Yep.
She almost brought them back in the last minute of the game. Her foot was over the line. She hit an unbelievable shot, and it was a 2-point instead of 3. So we ended up winning by 1 point.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
They were bad.
Gabby Williams. Good job, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Steve, from straight to the point. I love it. Those guys are coming on, I love it. Means a lot. Means a lot to us.
Paula did say the Camp 21. It's actually a women's tackle league, but it's not a lingerie football league. It's like how they had the LFL where they had tackles. This one's not. But I'm sure they have inroads across the state because they have a lot of connections and they want to connect with us too. So we could probably get some information on how to set that up if you want to do something to Bedford. I think it'd be great, boys and girls, man.
Definitely. I was talking to Steve about 2 weeks ago, Steve Lopes, and he was talking about Juju from USC. She's going to be coming to UConn. So he wants to get a couple of people together to go ahead and watch her play. I mean, I like to see her play, but I'm a UConn fan. I'll be rooting for New UConn, but it will be nice to see Juju Watkins play the game. Steve says fourth overall pick a few years ago, but decided to play overseas. I get that,
they pay better overseas.
Yeah, and they're paying better, and and at least something's going on year round over there. They're doing something in Europe, overseas. Whether it's a league down in not South America, but the European leagues are definitely they're steady. They're constantly steady, and I don't mind that. And it will kind of put a fire on the WNBA to put their money where their mouth is, when it comes to the NBA and helping them out.
Oh, no, they're already starting to talk about expanding the season. So they want to add a few more games. And, with that, because of the notoriety is starting to get, I'm sure the salaries will be going up. Because right now they're not getting paid equitably. Not that I think they're going to get on par with the men anytime soon, but they certainly are underpaid. For what they're doing now, what they're bringing to the game. So it's opening up a whole different arena for young ladies, young girls, and women to get an opportunity And
So
Steve
true.
said, December 21st, Juju's coming to UConn. She's a beast.
Yeah. I just like I like her game. Like what she brings to the table, and she's nothing but business on that court.
Dude, it's so much different than the back in the day when I was a kid and they were playing the what was that? The 3 on, basically was the 6 people, like they
Yep.
play 3 on offense and 3 on defense. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day? Yeah.
They come a long way, and I appreciated college sports so much, especially women's basketball. I just think that they, physically they kept it fundamentally sound when it came to the game of basketball, because they wasn't dunking, they wasn't, but they were shooting and they were passing and they were rotating, they were doing all the fundamentals, and that's the game I like to see. I like to see that game, and it's a lot of the reason why I love NCAA basketball, because I like the way they play it. And they keep it the way it is. And I don't have to worry about all this flopping and carrying on and all that foolishness that goes on in the NBA sometimes,
I know.
So Steve reminds me of something, because he's a Vikings fan. So but it falls on it's the story of CD Lamb, right? CD Lamb is trying to get an extension in his contract, right? And but they on ESPN they were mentioning about Jefferson did the same. He played his 2 years, and then that he was trying in that second year he was trying to get an extension, and it goes along with I think it was Lamar Chase, also the other receiver.
Oh, Jabari, yep.
Yeah, and what I bring this up is because you're supposed to learn from the people before you, right? And CeeDee Lamb has learned, and that's why he instantly and almost right away started talking about an extension. Before this spring camp come up, he wanted an extension. He talked about it, and he knew what he was going to do come year 3. And I'm glad for him. I'm very glad for him, because look at the money that's being poured out. It's these players are getting paid so much. So all
Charlie?
that tells me is that these owners have been holding out all this time.
Oh, no. And did you know that the Dallas Cowboys are valued as the most valuable team in the league at $9 billion?
Yes. Yep.
Did you also know that over the last 10 years, they are the lowest in salary? Wow. We're talking between 25th and 30th. So they're getting all this money. Jerry Jones talked about it last week, had an interview, and they were talking about he's okay with being mediocre because you know what? They have ticket sales, they have sales of memorabilia, jersey sales, all those things are skyrocketing, and they're not going to pay this kid what he should be making. And he makes these off-the-cuff comments. Look, he's had a measure of success, but they haven't been to a Super Bowl in 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So you have somebody who's at a different level. They need to pay him accordingly, right? Mm-hmm. And they've been historically one of the cheapest teams in the NFL.
Yeah, that's so true. And this was several years ago, so, but it's probably even worse now. But they were saying that with all the players' salary in the NFL, is only 1% of what the owners make. It's only 1%. So we talk about the money that these players are making, but it's only 1 or 2% of what the billionaires make, and that's crazy. It's a crazy stat,
Here's a crazier stat. We have a listener, Paula Young, who doesn't know anything about football and salaries and money. So she's like, "Hey, I don't understand why NFL players need to make more than the president of the United States." So here's the problem with that. That salary is set. It has nothing to do with all the money that they're getting from donors and everything else, right? So they get billions. In fact, I was reading that when Harris picked her VP, in 24 hours they raised $36 million. $36 million.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, you know, what people forget is advertising drives the sales. Television drives the market. So the fact that those two combine with each other, now you have these humongous television deals. So these TV deals are crazy. And it was collectively bargained that the players would share in that pool. So people don't understand this is all business. All right. They're putting their asses on the line, whether we like it or not. It's entertainment, but that's the standard for entertainment. And these guys are putting their asses on the line every week. They should be paid accordingly. And you also know that at any moment in time, you could suffer a career-threatening or even sometimes life-threatening injury, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah,
so
true.
Get out of your contract, but if there's a chance to get the extension, go for the extension. And CeeDee Lamb's numbers have been going up. He's an elite receiver. And in fantasy football, he's one of I think he's like the number one receiver this year for all the fantasy. So it's a lot. But anyway, again, way too much money. Who agrees with me? Well, I can raise my hand. I love you, but I don't.
No.
And then she doesn't even play fantasy football. She's talking all this smack about she watches football for the butts.
Yeah.
All right. We need to eliminate Paula from coming on the show.
Oh, we can block her. We can block her. There's a three dot thing over here. I can click on it and then.
No, don't do that. I got to go upstairs. I don't want to beat me up.
Yeah, we can't do that. And you know they're all sisters, as my uncle used to say. So what Paula knows or what Paula's feeling should probably call my wife, and then guess what? We'll both be in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all private. You know, these guys making their money. It's all privately done, and you know, and as far as the president. You know, they're paid well enough, I think, you know, but that's politics for us, you know. They're getting paid things the way that they're getting paid officially, and they're getting paid unofficially, right?
Oh, a lot of unofficial.
Yeah.
So we don't want to talk about politics on this because then we'll probably have more listeners, but everybody will be fighting with each other.
Yeah, so we don't need that.
Here's what I want to fight about.
What's that?
I heard Draymond Green talking a lot of smack. So Draymond Green says, hey, the 92, this Olympic team could destroy the 92 Dream Team.
No.
And I'm sitting there going, okay, let's dissect that. Let's just look at that. We know that when the 92 Dream Team assembled, I think Magic had been out of the league for a year or something like that because of the AIDS situation. Yeah. Larry Bird's back was messed up. I think he was about to retire or had retired, right? So if I were to look at, and I would say, hey, Charlie, let's pick a team from the two rosters for a playground game, right? We're just going to go out. We're going to run. We're going to go through like we do in the playground and pick our players.
Yeah.
So if you took the two rosters together, right? And you say, okay, I'm going to pick my 10, or 12, you pick your 10 or 12. And I can guarantee you that the 92 team, you're going to have more picks off of that team than you would on this current team.
Yeah.
The players are all different. And not only that, so I looked at it and said, okay, we can scrub Christian Laettner, right? Because he shouldn't have been on that team. That was just a politics pick. And we see this team, especially this team was political, especially not giving JT any run. But when I look at the matchups, and I'm like, okay, let's look at the guards. So you're going to have, LeBron, KD, Booker, and who else do they have starting? Curry. And then I think
Holiday.
Oh, yeah, but they were starting at Embiid or Davis, right? So I'm sitting there going, okay, say Curry comes down and he starts hitting three. You don't think they're going to put Michael on Steph? And Michael wouldn't be able to, or Scotty?
Yeah.
You think Ant Edwards is going to go off on Scottie Pippen? I know he isn't. If I had to match up the physicality of the 92 team, okay, Adebayo's good, AD is good, but you're going to bang with Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, David Robinson. Dude, that's a physical team.
Yeah.
And they might not have been good three-point shooters then because three-point shooting wasn't part of the vernacular. But you give both of those teams a chance, say if they were all in their prime. And most of the team, that 92 team, people were still in their prime, and people are sleeping on Charles Barkley. Who on this team is going to guard Barkley?
None of
A
them.
prime Barkley.
And the one condition I would want is that they got to play this game like international rules, right? Just like they were playing the Olympics. That's the way I want them to play the game, because it's a different game, right? But we're talking about Olympic teams, so that's one thing I would like is to play that way. I mean, we could play the American League, American way. We can do that, but I like the rules of the international when it comes to these comparison, and we're not. I definitely agree with you, and I just think that this team struggles. They struggle with Serbia, the second time around, and let's just say if Curry didn't hit those shots, everyone else was missing shots.
Yeah.
Everyone else was missing shots. So if he wasn't making them, chances are there was going to be a game at the end. And it was a game at the end, but it would have been a whole lot closer within the last minute. That definitely would have been a game if he's not hitting those shots.
Dude, and you got to look at too. You got a lot of the. You got Holiday. He's past his prime, right? Durant past his prime. LeBron past his prime. All those prime players. Embiid, he's coming up 30. I think he's 30, going to be 31. So you have Anthony Davis. He's hitting his 30s. Dude, look at the roster from 92. There were two players over 30 years old, Bird and Magic.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you're talking prime players. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that prime team, I think, would blow this team out.
Yeah, I agree. Really agree.
And you had Clyde Drexler. So your guards were Drexler, Stockton, Magic, and MJ.
Yeah.
Now look at our guards on this year's team. It was a big difference, man. We had Steph, you had Holiday, you had
Derek White, and Booker,
and you had Halliburton and Edwards.
And Halliburton. Yep.
You got legends against out of those group there. I mean, Edwards is up and coming. He's prime. Halliburton found out he had hurt his knee, so that's why he wasn't really getting too much run. Holiday's past his prime. I mean, he would bang, but dude, that would be a good matchup, but I think the 92 team would win just because of the physicality. They got some beast on it.
I agree. Before I end up, before I end up taking any of the current Olympic teams, I would rather take an individual NBA team instead, Golden State against the 92 Olympic team, or something like that. I only because I just think that they're more team players. But I can't. I don't want to get down on this Olympic team because I did enjoy watching them this year. And my only frustration.
It was some great basketball, and the one thing too, they allowed them to play physical. There was a lot of physicality in those games, man. And we got to see some of our guys start to bang. And I tell you, Embiid was big in that game against Serbia too, because Jokic, he didn't sit; he played the whole game. Mm-hmm. And I know why, because when they took him out in the prior game, we outscored them 26-1 or some ridiculous number. So you knew that they were probably going to play him longer. And because we switched everything, he kept ending up with Holiday on him.
Yep.
Almost every time in the post, dude, I'm like, oh my gosh, I missed the old days. and we really didn't play a zone against them, right? So we just kept playing man and matchup. So I thought that we probably could have made some better adjustments at the elbow, but
Mm-hmm.
we still ended up winning. But I thought it was too close. And then I was talking to Rob yesterday. He and I going out for dinner, and we were talking about the game, and he said, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then you blow them out twice. So you also have that mental approach that, shit, we've already destroyed these guys twice. I mean, we're probably going to destroy them again. And then the next thing you know, you're in a dogfight.
Yeah. And down by 17. So but that France team, I was impressed with them. I was happy for them. But they're definitely going to be a team to reckon with later on, because
They're the last team to beat us.
Yeah,
we're 36-1. They were the team to beat us, and then we ended up playing them in 21. We played them in the final, and we won. And I think that was only 5 points, and they didn't have Wemby. And you got to think, but 3 out of the first 5 draft picks this year are from France. They're all French nationals.
Yeah.
So that team's going to be loaded. They're going to be loaded.
It's gonna be interesting. And I just want to say, in 2028, LA is a good city to host the Olympics. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating. So who knows? Maybe I can kind of fly out there and go see something. It's just unbelievable city to host the Olympics. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, better than Boston.
Remember
when they get the Olympics in Boston, like, what are they doing, dude?
Yeah, Boston is just, I don't know. It's just, I mean, on a daily grind, it's frustrating for us to be traveling. Never mind when you have millions of other people that are coming in and adding to the traffic problems. And yeah, they like to say, hey, travel, public transportation. But guess what? Every other week, there's something wrong with the T. There's something, So how do you expect that to be something that the Olympic committee looks at as Boston being something viable? It's just not gonna happen. They're better off going up to doing it in New York or Connecticut or somewhere where it can possibly happen.
Yeah.
But not in the Northeast, it's just not gonna happen. I don't think. It's got to be Connecticut or lower. We just don't have the capabilities, or we just don't have the infrastructure to accommodate all those people. All right, let's see. What am I forgetting? The holdout for the Jets. I just seen that, and I was like, Osan Reddick, and I didn't even know he was holding out. That's a great football player, and it would probably be Andrew's favorite dude, man, on that team, other than probably Rodgers or one of those dudes, But he's a menace, and I just don't. I have to read more up on it. I was just seeing it in my little news briefs that I had. So that's another holdout that I didn't read about. I mean, didn't know about. I just hope that these players do get paid. I don't care what anybody says. It just you and I probably had some knee problems, and we're not playing for nothing. But they're out there, and you got guys bigger than you, Phil, that are hitting them constantly, one after another after another. Got to get paid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So have you done any drafts yet? Did I ask you that last week? Fantasy
You
draft?
asked me if I was going to play. Actually, I'm going to play this year, and I have a draft coming up in a couple of weeks. But I'm open if anybody wants to hit me up and see if there's an open league we can get to. That'd be cool. But definitely I had kind of given up on fantasy for a little bit, but I'm starting to get the itch again. So I love to lose. Like I told you, I'll play in leagues by myself and I'll win, and then I play in money leagues and I'll come in the bottom. I get aggravated. Like, I'm not doing anything different, man. Fantasy football is not driven by. It's driven somewhat by your draft.
Yeah,
but it's really driven by your free agent acquisitions as the season goes on, because you end up not having half the dudes you draft on your team.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in a few of them. We got a draft next week. Can't wait for that. And just got to hold off on the drafts a little bit, and let it be after week 3 or during week 3. Never know, who's Moore from Atlanta got hurt. And he was getting picked in the top 4 rounds of each in most leagues that I had seen, or mock drafts. Steve mentions about Reddick and only making $14 million per year, and Boza, etc., making $30 million a year. Yes, and he's the top 3. And Reddick, yes, he is. The dude is, every game that I watched, he was just all over the place, and he was so impressive to me. These guys are going to get upset. The money you give Rodgers, and he paid 4 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it was. And then they're bringing other players in, free agents, and they're getting money that are superseding a guy like Reddick that's been there. He wants to play for the Jets. He calls it home. He wants to be there. So why don't you pay him? Especially just this way. Ayuk, $29 million. They're going to pay him for a skills player, and he deserves it. But Reddick is that guy. He needs to be paid. He's a menace, and maybe the Jets think they're going to be a little bit better than what they're going to be. I think I got them going pretty good. I got them winning the division this year.
Well, he requested a trade today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he requested a trade from the Jets. So not sure how that's gonna. They were making progress, but then all of a sudden today he decided to demand a trade. We'll see how that goes.
He's not happy. Somebody lied to him.
Yeah.
Somebody's telling him something that he just said, "Hey, I'm done."
It's messed up though, because the Jets get him. They know that they got him from the Eagles, and when they got him in the trade, they knew that he was seeking a new contract. So it's kind of weird that you go and invest in the guy, and then you're just not even going to pay him. It doesn't make any sense. And he's 29, so he's not he's right in his prime years. So you figure if you can get him he's got a 1-year deal left, but extend him and give him a bonus to get him up to the level what he deserves. But hey, I'm not a GM, so what the hell do I know?
But I can't wait. Can't wait to see some of these teams. And there's no excuse for Aaron Rodgers this year. He's that team is made. Both it's a good team on both sides, and if he can't do it with this team, he's not going to do it at all. And he'll be leaving the NFL with a boatload of money, but not accomplishing anything. So I'm not even. Oh, let me answer this first. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Good point, Steve. Being fined $59,000 per day during his holdout. Already racked up $1 million in fines. Yes, $50 million. He says
50. Yeah.
$50,000 rather. And that's a lot of money. But he knows what he's doing. He's probably gonna play week 1, and
like I said, I just think it's stupid. right? You're going all in. You got Rodgers. He's coming to the end of his career. I mean, he's not even the top 15 in fantasy football rankings for quarterback because of the injury here. So you go out and get a great defender, and then you don't pay him. So are you really all in?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He's getting picked in the 12th round of most drafts. You know, he's a backup on most teams. But we'll see.
Yeah, we shall.
Yeah. Steve Lopes and Vikings need a quarterback, man. What's going on, man?
What about McCarthy?
Yeah, he did have a good preseason. He played well. He really did play well. That's the kid from Michigan, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So I like that dude. You know, I like anything out of Michigan. So I hope he can do it. I would like to see that. I would like to. That's one thing about that division. It's almost my. Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite divisions. I don't know if it's the first, but I definitely like that NFC division with the Vikings and Lions, and it's just amazing. You know, they go at it. Got three-headed horse, three-headed division. They're always going at it. You know, Chicago kind of scares people for a little bit. You know, but Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit are just always there this past few years. So
a lot of people think that's the toughest division in the league this year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'd like to see the Bears throwing up some good numbers with all those receivers at quarterback. You know, they say the offensive line gotten a little bit better. So who knows? All right, let's see. We got about 10 minutes, Phil. 10, 15 minutes. Let's see. I'm downstairs, right? I'm in the process of cleaning up the man cave upstairs and making it studio wide open. Can't wait, you know. But right now I'm kind of chilling in the kitchen area, you know, because it's too hot upstairs, man. I'm not like you. I don't have central air, so I don't have an air conditioner that works up there. So, and
I got 2 air conditioners sitting in my shed that are brand new. I'm willing to part ways with one, very cheap.
Yeah, the thing is to get upstairs, I have to go up by a spiral stairs. That makes it difficult. It difficult.
Spiral stairs I couldn't get up spiral stairs. Forget that.
Oh, you got to go sideways. Man. Yeah, just crazy. But it's a nice spot up there. It's very, very nice and cozy. I like it. Like it. So it's going to eventually be a great podcast area for me. I can't wait. But I start working on it next week. All right.
I'll carry it for you. Joey said he'll carry it for you.
Yeah, he will. You know what? That guy is a gym rat. He is in the gym every day, faithfully. And I'm struggling with grocery bags now. You know, before I didn't mind moving around a stove, refrigerator, anything. Not a problem for me. But I don't know. I got to get to the gym with Joey.
Dude, I'll tell you something. I went to Top Golf. Me, Brandon, Frankie, a couple of dudes I work with, my buddy Keith. So we went there Saturday just to screw around, and really, really great place to go. It's massive.
Yeah.
And I'm swinging. Man, I woke up in the morning, Sunday morning, everything was sore. My hips, my groin area. I'm like, what in the world? And I sucked. So because I sucked and I was sore. I was like, well, what the hell did all this soreness get me? Because I I sucked. I'll be the first one. My kid Frankie, Frankie started off bad, and then all of a sudden he watches a couple of YouTube videos. Dude, he started nailing.
Mm-hmm.
He was killing us all. Brandon has a good swing. Everybody swung good except Philly. So I have decided, one, I can't play basketball anymore. I got the knee replacement, so I'm like, you know what? I'm done with ball. I'm going to learn how to play golf.
Why not?
And the fact that I went out and, as big as I am, was swinging a miss, swinging a miss, swinging a miss. I felt like I was playing baseball in a 95. Dude, the ball is sitting still. Hit it. Hit it, bro. Dude, I was so pissed. I wanted to take my rack, and I'm like, I'll take my golf club and whip it. And I was like, okay, I can't do that. I have to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have to show composure. But inside, I'm like, this is never going to happen again.
Yep. Some
I'm taking lessons.
Few lessons, well worth it, as I've been told. And it's all you need. And everything else comes natural. Then your athletic ability really kind of, now you can add it. Now you can do. Joey says doing the child's box.
Hey, Joey, my kid sends me a link, and it's Charles when he used to, remember he'd start swinging, and then he'd stop, and then he'd hit it. And I was like, I know why he did it, because you have a tendency to lift your eyes off the ball. So he started with the swing, got down, and said, okay, I can hit it now. And he would hit it. It was awful. But that's the glitch. Mine isn't even like that. I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, keep your head on the ball, keep your head on the ball, keep looking at the ball, damn it. It's so hard to keep your damn head on the ball. And then Frankie sends me this, and I'm like, I'm going to shoot this kid, this little bastard. But that's what it was, man. It was fun, and we all got to bust each other's chops. And now my kid, he's over at Caddyshack right now. He's like, Dad, I'm going to go over to Caddyshack and hit balls. And I'm like, dude, none of us grew up, really doing anything with golf other than when Tiger started playing, and we were like, wow, brother's actually, going through and kicking everybody's ass. But we've never played. So now we're all going to start going every Saturday to hit balls and start practicing and then eventually take some lessons. So it'll be cool. It'll be a good way to bond.
Yeah, my cousin Bobby, every Father's Day, he would call us, and we would go to Caddyshack, and that was our morning and on Father's Day. Meet up, hit some balls, laugh, joke at it with each other, and then go ahead and go home. But it was something that became a tradition. So we didn't do it this year, and that's too bad. But I'd like to start that back up next year, because it's a stress reliever,
Yeah.
So,
and Top Golf's a good place. You can rent out the bays, you can get some food, some drinks, and just chill. And it's a gamification, so of course it's going to be more than Caddyshack, but they have it so you can do different games, simulated stuff. So, I said, man, it'll be good to come back. And then once you become a member, you start getting all these discounts and stuff. So I'll probably end up going back in a couple of months, but it was good. In the meantime, I will take the cheap out and go to Caddyshack because it's less people to see me swing horribly and miss little ass ball that I'm looking at, dude. I'm looking at the ball.
Yep.
And I can't hit it. And yet everything was hurt. My shoulders hurt. My hip hurt. My knees don't hurt because they're new, but everything else was hurt. I'm like, okay, Phil, you are getting old, man. So we gotta tighten things up, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some lessons for you. It's a good game, man. Good game. We were real competitive on pitching putt that they had on Fons Corner Road, and then they got rid of it. With the hospitals up there and everything, but that was something nice,
Yeah.
Go ahead and throw some money in an envelope, and the winner gets the envelope. It was pretty cool. So, all right, my friend. Well, we can try this next week. Definitely do our thing again. as you see things throughout the week that you want to talk about it, jot it down and or share it with me, and then we can kind of put it in the we'll put it in the weekly post of our show, and that way people can kind of touch, get educated on the topics we want to talk about, and maybe someone can join us because we have a number, Phil. We have a telephone number for this podcast. And
Amen.
let me try to put it up here. Here it is.
Hey, Charlie, I want to do a plug, if it's okay,
Yeah, of course.
for our event. So I just want to remind people, and I know right now we don't have a whole lot of people listening, but Achieve Greatness, who Paul and I started a few years ago after our son passed away, and we really focus on educating and providing awareness for boys, girls, adults, grandparents, moms, dads, whomever, about the dangers of fentanyl in our communities. And this weekend, Saturday, the 17th, we have the first annual tournament in Andrew's name. It's going to be at Burgos Basketball Association. So we are running it from 9 to 4. It's free. So please, if you know any teams, we would like to have girls up there. Right now, I think we have 5 teams registered, and they're all middle school. But I went over to Vogue tonight and talked to some of the coaches that are coaching in Rob's league, and a few of them said they would definitely put high school teams in. So if you know anybody who wants to play, they can sign up, and we'll have shirts for them, or if they already have a team, they can wear the team shirts when they come up. But it's going to be 9 to 4 at Burgos, and it'll be a good time, and we'll have some information up there to share with the players and the parents. It's all about saving lives, so we're trying to really make an impact in our community. And, it's nothing fancy because we're just starting out. This is the first one. We've learned a lot of lessons, and as we go forward and make more inroads in our community, I'm sure it'll be much larger scale and have more stuff going on. But just come out, show support. Like I said, it's free. We're not charging the kids anything. We'll have T-shirts. We'll have some awards, and just looking for some volunteers for scorekeeping. And we do have some refs. Might need a couple of more, but for the most part, I think we're going to be covered. And it's, again, just a way to get the community together. And we're talking about something that is not talked about in our schools. They keep shying away from it like we don't have a problem in our area, which we do. Every area in this United States has a problem with fentanyl. It is not an addict problem. It is a problem that is permeating our streets, and it's, there's kids that want to try stuff. It might be the last time they try it. Smoking weed. Man, I don't smoke, but I know when I was a kid, you never had to worry about somebody putting something in your weed. And now it's everywhere. You can't get away from it. And it could be the last time you ever try anything. And what we're trying to do is avoid any parent having to live through that type of loss. So come and join us. You can check out our website, achievegreatness88.org. Achievegreatness88.org has Andrew's story. There's also a link in there if you want to sign up a team. We're asking everybody to get the teams in by Thursday because we're running short on time. But definitely check us out. Check the website out. And also, if you feel like it, you can make a donation. We're feeding back in the community, and we don't make money off of this, trust me, but we are trying to make it a success so that nobody has to pick a coffin out for the child. It's one of the worst feelings you'll ever have in your life, man.
Yeah.
So that's it for me. But if you can come, again, it's this Saturday at Burgo Basketball Association from 9 to 4.
Awesome. Can't wait. I'll be there. I got a few things going on that day, so gonna make my showing, and definitely be there for a decent amount of time, and then I have some family duties that we have to do. Anyways, yeah, can't wait, and need me to score a couple of games, I can do that too. So,
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you're welcome. And a good job by the whole crew, you know. And I talked to Paula about doing something next year in April, a tournament. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be working on that as soon as next week. Just want to lock down the date.
Yep.
Even though it's 2025, I'd rather do it now, and then let them go through all their approvals and all that, and then that way I don't have to worry about it. Come in 2025, I can just worry about it in 2024. All right.
I hear you, bro. Thank you.
All right, man. Well, I will be. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be on tomorrow. My Really Charlie podcast. I have a guest next week. So definitely, I won't be on the air until Wednesday with your wife. So, so you need anything, give me a holler. I appreciate you. And we got one more comment before I shut down. Oh, so G's Kitchen. Don't forget, anybody, go down to G's Kitchen right on Brock Avenue, city of New Bedford. Just go all the way up on Brock Avenue, and it's the old trolley stop. And great stuff, great people. I love what they're doing, and they're trying to add to their menu. They're doing a lot of great things. They actually have something coming up Saturday too, so that's another event that I cannot attend. So but G's Kitchen is doing something with seafood, boiled seafood. It's a nice little dish, like a clam boil, but they're doing their own Haitian thing, and I love it.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining Phil and I on YouTube, Facebook Live, and LinkedIn. We are on LinkedIn this week, and I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe to the channel. You can find our Facebook group, Say What Podcast. Just put it in the search section, and feel free, add stuff on there, and share it, do whatever, and we can only be successful with your likes and subscription to all the channels, whether it's this podcast or whether it's the Really Charlie podcast or channel. Please, man, like and subscribe. It goes a long way. All right, Phil.
All right, my brother.
I'll see you this weekend, and take care.
All right, you too, Charlie. Thanks again, brother.
All right. Take care. All right.
Peace.
Peace.